audit.
You were reading it.
And I'm reading, as soon as I'm reading the audit,
Well, they
and I
want
probably
Okay, let's call to order the regular meeting of Tuesday, May 7th, 2013. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Laker,
I'm here.
Commissioner Stacy,
here.
Commissioner Zoller is absent.
Okay, let's sign the journal, and do we have a motion to approve the minutes? Please.
Yes,
All right.
I move that we approve minutes.
All right, I will second that. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Zoller, Commissioner Stacy,
Yes.
and Commissioner Laker.
Yes. Okay, old business. Well,
None today.
old business, all right. Ms. Stacy?
I guess not. In the work session, we talked about, the jobs fair and a little bit about the permissive tax, but I guess there's anything
Okay.
else to really report on any of that.
I was going to touch on the New York Life thing after talking with Julie from the auditor's office, and I think you talked with her too. We already offer a good product through Guardian. The New York Life policy we have only has 2 people on it, and the auditor felt it was often more of a hassle than it was worth. Since we already offer a good product, that we should probably not, I guess I'm feeling we should probably not dive into this New York Life product as well. People can always purchase it on their own.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fine with that too, and that's why, when he talked to me before, and I said, well, we have things, and then he asked if he could come. I said, that's fine, but,
Yep.
yeah. Like I said, you could spend a lot of time doing the administrative part of it and have nobody take it. I mean, they're only gonna offer it if it's a certain percentage, but
Right, right.
we do have benefits we're offering, so.
Okay. So are you comfortable just having Stacy contact New York Life and say?
Yeah, just communicate back to him.
Thanks,
or-
but no
yeah,
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for new business then?
Okay, I got.
I don't want to make
Yeah,
Mary sit here the whole
let's
time. I'm sorry
go
about
ahead.
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I should be more prepared than I am, because I thought I had emailed and I must not have. And mostly this is for Ms. Stacy, because, you're new at all of this, and so I wanted to explain a little bit. But as Jeff knows, my title department stands alone from the general fund. It's called Title Administrative Fund. It's a 155 account. All the funds or revenue that's brought in for processing titles, watercraft, and all that, we pay the taxes into the state and all of that, and then what's left is the revenue that I use to run the department. Well, over the years, and as you go, at one point, when House Bill 59, cross-county titling, had been passed, and people can go anywhere in the state to get their title processed. They didn't have to go to the county of residence. Well, at first they were reimbursing us a certain amount, and then it stopped, and then we have a lot of business going to Hancock County, some Wood, Crawford, Upper, just to touch base on that with you. And at one point in that fund, my expenses, my revenue and my expenses were almost running neck and neck. And so, but at that point, and then we got an increase in our fees for processing titles, and then it started growing again. The pot started growing. Of course, I don't like to get it down very low, because you never know for a rainy day. So I have a surplus, what they call a surplus, in that fund, and I've checked with the auditor, and it's there. And in the past, since I've been clerk since 2001, whenever, and a lot of clerks across the state of Ohio, this is how they update their legal departments, is they ask that a surplus be, say there is a surplus, and then it goes through the general fund and back into my budget, and then I can do what I need to do for my legal. The general fund, just, as far as updating computers and moving the office forward in technology and all of that, I've always been able to use that county fund, separate from the general, to update my title department, or my legal department. And about 4 or 5 years ago, and with my other funds on the side, my general special projects and my clerk's computer research, which are also separate monies that come in through cases. You know, they're charged a certain amount, and then that money gets put into these other little pots. Well, I can draw from those pots, so I've never really had to ask the general fund, can you help me with this project? Because I've been able to pull from these different places to do my project. So about 4 or 5 years ago, well, in April of 2003, when the budget went to a crisis again, they closed the microfilm department, which was under Mike Dell. And that's where I passed all my documents every month to be microfilmed for records retention. Well, when that happened, I was left with a statutory duty, but no funds available through the general fund, no funds to retain these documents in the future. So then came the, more money in my clerk's computer research, and I can use that for computer stuff. So I started a little scanning process in my office by using these other funds. And over the last 4 or 5 years, I've tried to just keep moving forward on it to the point where I didn't need just one person to scan, which I had a temporary doing that, and she's gone now, and to the point where everybody will process the document, scan it, put it in the file, and it's almost like a real life, real time, I guess they call that, type thing. So in order to do that, I had to purchase more licenses, viewing, searching, because only so many people can be on that, you know.
Yeah.
But it's been a real good thing because right away, the judges' offices, the staff, they don't have to run down to get a file. They can pull the papers up, look at them, and print them. And then we got, we worked through and we got the sheriff's civil department attached to us. Mike Dell, you can look at my docket from Mike Dell's office, and I have a website. So this has all transpired since 2001. What I just,
Yeah.
every year I pick a goal and I try to move forward to make my office more efficient. And to me, this is very efficient because it's real time, and if the judge wants to pull it up on the bench in the middle of a hearing, you know, that's money and time if you don't have to run downstairs
Yeah.
to get the file. And the staff absolutely love it. They just, and when they can't get on for some reason, it's being finicky, oh my goodness, they call right away. And Mary, come fix this. So with that all said, I only had one scanner and an old one, a new one and an old one. And I can use my copier as a scanner too, because it's a scanner, fax, and copier. But that is always tied up. People are using that constantly. And I always go over my limit on my cost. And it's not very much. I pay over the $5,000 a month. But there is always like $30, $40 that I have to. So I wanted a scanner for every desk. But that was way too expensive. I wanted a nice little one like I saw at the doctor's office, you know, scan it through. But that was way too expensive. Just more than I wanted to even pay. I mean, I probably could have, but it's just too much. So we came up with the idea through Perry ProTech, which I've been with for years, that I could get a copier that has a big scanner on the top. So number one, I'd have another scanner, and number two, I wouldn't be paying the overage on my copier, so I'd be saving money by having that other copier. So we decided to go that route, but then I had to pick up another license to view and one to search and one to view, so that I have 6 people with 4 scanners and one person out of 3, I don't know how I want to say that, can be viewing it at the right time, because we have to run, you scan your documents and then they have to run through this other program that I had purchased a while back, so that it picks up all the social security numbers and redacts them.
Oh, yeah.
And then that copy goes to the web, which someday maybe my documents will be there, but that makes me nervous. So, but I mean, it's a process. It's probably going to,
Right.
you know, the end result. So in order to run that through, I had to buy another license for what they call Cygen, so they can redact everything. It does it automatically, so you don't have to go through each page and black it out by yourself. It just does it. And one to search, which would give me 2 of each then. So it ended up that between me claiming a surplus in my title administrative fund and paying, say, for the fax or copier out of my general special projects fund or my clerk's computer research fund, there again, I didn't have to come to the general fund, which I know can't sustain anything else. But I have to go through your board to say, hey, I do have this surplus. Could I please transfer it out of there into the general fund and then back into my budget? And I don't have my paper with me. I think it's like $10,000 I needed. And there'll probably be some left over. And I always say, you know, if I don't use it all, I leave it there in my general fund. And I have given money back. Just at the end of the year, it just kind of goes all back into the big pot. So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing, and I think it's a very positive, moving forward technology type of thing that I continue to try to do every year. It benefits a lot of people. And so I'm asking that,
You have room for that over there?
what's that?
You have room for it over there?
What?
The additional copier.
Yes, I
The
do.
new-
They
new space
laugh.
with a little-
Yeah, I've been moving files around, and the sheriff's office has been helping me. I got a Cardex file from the Bureau of Support, and I brought almost all the documents up from the basement at 81 Jefferson, and we've moved them to the Cardex file, into the garages, so the girls don't have to go in the basement, because that's real scary, and there's water down there sometimes. Yes, so I have a little room to the side which has my microfiche in it from the past, and I've made room there to put it on, so that way, you know, everybody's not standing at one scanner or waiting in line. You know, they can just go to those different places and scan, go back to their desk, because that's where they'll have a little folder, and then they'll just sit at their desk and just run it through to get it redacted, and then boom, it's done.
Nice.
It's quite a process. I'm awed at it a lot of times, what it really does do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't only benefit me, but the courts, the sheriff's office, you know, anybody out there who wants to see, you know.
Yeah.
And eventually I will probably open that up to the attorneys with maybe passwords. But I haven't got, that's maybe my next step. But I just need this money now.
Do you have any problem with
I mean,
that,
I'll
Serena?
fax that
I
letter
know,
over
it's
again.
efficient, it's to help make you more efficient,
Oh,
and like you said, it's
just-
providing good services, and that's what.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a surplus that you had,
yeah, I
From-
have. Mhm.
the title.
The title administrative fund, yeah. So,
Well, we appreciate you organizing all this and keeping
yep, no problem.
keeping funds flowing and helping out the general fund.
Yeah.
It's people like you that make it work.
Thank you. I try.
I have kind of a separate question. We were just talking earlier about the number of records over at 81 Jefferson. Are you pretty well caught up with getting rid of what you can get rid of?
Because I'm under a different retention schedule than the county, the clerks of courts are under Superintendent Rule 26.
Okay.
Anything before 1960, and don't quote me on that date, it's 60, 65, there was never a retention schedule. So we're talking the 1800s up to the 60s. So there's no way of really getting rid of them.
We keep that forever.
Yeah. But after that, I have my retention schedule. Divorces, if there are children involved, or real estate's a permanent record. So I'd have to go through each file and make sure the kids are emancipated, you know, old enough. But if they split real estate, I can't get rid of it.
Okay.
So I'm just under that whole different, I have taken some time over the years to do some retention on a lot of my administrative stuff, which I have a whole big list for this, for Thursday coming up. But Court of Appeals, I've gotten rid of, not rid of, but I did that retention and destroyed, just made some room for that. Yeah, it's a whole different,
If the county would ever sell that building, is that,
I would need a,
You
we
would
really
need
need a
something.
retention center or an archival center, honestly.
Have we gotten with Elizabeth to ask her about that, about the ones that are older, that Elizabeth, I think it's like Lombardo or whatever
Mhm.
from the state, about those records from the 1800s to 1960 to see if anything has changed? Because I could email her if you want me to. just to
Well,
make
that's
sure.
fine. I had a call into her, but then my life got crazy and I haven't gotten back with her. But Perry Swift was the person we always dealt with, and now it's Elizabeth. And I know that they're coming to our Ohio Clerk of Courts Association this month, and I'm going to go because we have to submit our questions so that she's ready for us. But there was a time when Carol Cleveland was clerk that the Historical Society, the Bowling Green, the Archive Center came and took a lot of our books to keep them there. The 1800 things, and we have lists of them. Well, then all of a sudden, a few years later, they didn't have room for them.
They brought them back.
So they brought them back. So, but yeah, that is a good question, Nikki. I'm going to try to get to that meeting and get my questions submitted, so.
Did the
yeah.
genealogy folks use that, or is that kind of stuff they want on microfilm?
Well, it'd be nice if that were all on microfilm, but who's got the funds to do that, or the time?
Yeah,
I mean, it would
yeah.
take a full-time person years to go through all those records and scan them somehow and put them. Now, I have my general index 1 and 2, which is the 1800s to the 1840s. I have the index scanned, and that's in this alchemy program that I did, because I've done other things like notaries, and then I can get rid of those journals and things like that. So I've done that retention, but yeah, I really wish there was
Do people go and
time.
look through it? Or
Oh, all the time.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and we have a lot of genealogists that come, and they will look things up, and they'll know where the volume and page is.
Okay.
A lot of it's the chancery records. It's way back, and
There is
so
some value to it. Then I thought nobody looked at it.
oh, there's always
Okay.
people looking at that old
Okay.
stuff. I had a couple from Utah come, and they spent a whole week here
Okay.
with the camera, and I set them up in the table in 81 Jefferson Street because they were doing research about the gentleman who came here in the 1800s
Okay.
as an attorney out of the Mormon
Okay.
church, and so that was pretty interesting too.
Mhm.
But oh yeah, we're in the file boxes all the time,
Okay.
and so that's all gone downstairs at 81 Jefferson,
Okay.
so that we don't have to go there very often, and the more current stuff's in the garages, which is easier retrieved
Good.
for us. And so anyway,
All right. Well, thank you very
yep,
much.
you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Just get us the numbers.
Yep, I will.
And record
Go
retention
back.
is tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, the
You said
8:30.
Thursday.
You got another set of keys?
Do I? Oh yeah, I won't be able to go anywhere if I All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Mary.
it. Yep.
Okay. Now let's proceed with the.
Okay, I have bill vouchers 55 and 56. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Wolf Creek Petition Ditch Fund 063 for 2013, putting $15,000 into contract services and $12,532 into other expense, total $27,532. The 15 is for Soil and Water's contract to prepare the plans and specifications, and the 12,000 is for, we had to return the bond posted by Pat Sugar. I have a resolution authorizing an appropriation adjustment within the general fund, moving $15,000 from supplies to contract services. This is at the request of the Board of Elections. Apparently, Board of Elections indicated that the way they used to pay one of their contracts, they could pay it like in 2012 at the end of the year for a 2013 contract. For some reason, that didn't happen this year, and so they're paying this year's with this year's money instead of the way they used to do it. So, not quite sure why the change is, but that's the explanation we got. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations for the general fund, putting $1,434 into supplies. This is at the request of the youth center when he came in and said he was going to sell some unneeded, unwanted, and obsolete items at the youth center, and you guys had indicated he could have that. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations to the Seneca County Road 38-9.32 Bridge Rehabilitation Fund, 183, putting $959,434.10 into that bridge rehabilitation fund.
That was an excellent bid on that bridge too. $500,000 under the engineer's estimate. That
Yep.
was
Yeah.
Yep.
fantastic.
I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Workforce Investment Act Fund 066, putting $12,000 into contract services. This is to amend their current EHOBE contract and to maximize the WEA youth funding. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Public Assistance Fund 030, putting $10,000 into advertising and printing and $500 into HSA for a total $10,500. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations for the Delinquent Care and Custody Grant Fund 159, putting $33,786.44 into the equipment line. This is at the request of Judge Meyer. It looks like they're purchasing 4 new vehicles, 2013 Dodge Caravans, 2 of those, and 1 Ford Fusion and 1 Ford Taurus.
That is not general fund money, that would be their various funds they have.
Correct. Resolution authorizing Stacy Wilson, County Administrator, to sign the amendment of solicitation for the USDA Farm Service Agency lease retroactive to May 1st. We needed to have that paperwork signed into her by noon that day, so we didn't have the board session.
But we did get it in by noon.
Yes.
We just did that as precaution.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
I have a resolution authorizing a contract service agreement with Vanguard Sentinel Career Center for GED instruction services for the Seneca County Jail inmates. I have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the 2013 Seneca County Road, Township Road Reconstruction Program, OPWC Issue 1, Round 27. Let's see, that will be opened Thursday, May 30th, 2013 at 10:30 a.m. here at the Seneca County Commissioner's Office. A resolution authorizing the President of the Board to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or Local Transportation Improvement Programs and to execute contracts as required for Issue 1, Round 27 for Seneca County. I have a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2013 Ford Fusion, a 2013 Ford Taurus, and 2 2013 Dodge Grand Caravans on behalf of the Seneca County Youth Court. Again, these are for Judge Meyer. And I have a resolution authorizing the disposal of unneeded, obsolete, or unfit county-owned property. These are the trade-ins: 2010 Ford Taurus, 2010 another Ford Taurus, and 2 Dodge Caravans. And I have a resolution authorizing a contract service agreement with A&D Excavating LLC for the Watkins property for the Ohio Water Pollution Control Loan Fund HSTS program. And I think that's all I have.
Okay, is there a motion to approve that?
So moved to approve.
I will second it. Any discussion on any of those items? All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Zoller, Commissioner Stacy,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitner.
Yes.
I'm running out of ink on my pen.
Okay, any other new business? Nicole?
Just the paper, we're only down to about 2 pallets now. The sheriff's office had to come get a pallet, so we're gonna be looking at getting it again.
Mhm.
It looks like all the regular prices are less than recycled, which is normally how it happens, so
Mhm.
it's okay with you guys. I was just gonna go ahead and order, probably 7 pallets from TPC. They had the lowest and they're local, so
Mhm. Good.
that'd probably be the
That's the
best.
price per pallet?
Yeah,
total
that's what
price?
it'll be for a pallet.
And how many reams or boxes are on a pallet?
There's 40 cases on a pallet.
40.
And we go through a lot, and with all the different departments needing paper, and
Mhm.
they always take them by the case, so.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay to you?
Yep, makes sense.
I'll get that ready for next session.
Anything else from you? Mrs. Stacy, anything from you? New business?
No.
And I don't have anything. General public, any further comment? All right, we've got a.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, go
I
ahead.
missed the first part of the work session.
Yes.
Could you guys go over the $5 tax fee? Like I was told that Holly, you had some information on a couple different ways that money goes or something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't here for that, I'm sorry, I
That's
apologize.
okay,
but-
that's okay. Was, the question was asked Mr. Goshen had brought up about if you're in Fostoria or some other place and you already have one in place, so you don't have to pay the county, you do, you don't, whatever. So I shared this information from this document I got from CCAO that breaks it down by county. And for, what this shows, it shows, these are the three methods the county can impose. This is the township, and then municipalities have 4, okay? Now, there is fine details to all of that, because, you know, we can't do that one unless you had that one and things like that. But anyway, for the county, we have no collections, nothing in place now, so that says no all the way across there. This lists the 10 townships that have the township levy in place, and township is the only one that is not pending on what happens by municipalities or by the county. They are standalone, so the other 5 that don't have one, at any time can put theirs on. And these 10 are gonna collect theirs regardless of anything else happening, okay? So there's the only one that's really not hinged on other stuff. Municipalities have 4 options, and the first one listed here is their .06. I'm just reading the last numbers of it, and there's 4 that have that in place. That does affect us on doing 02, since theirs is in place and ours is not. If we looked at doing 450402, then these 4 we would not collect from, because they have this one in place. Also, with 02, any municipality we do collect from, which would be the remaining 4 that aren't listed here. Now, that's without New Regals being finalized, as far as I know, because I'm not even sure which one they're putting on. So I'm leaving that out of the mix right now. But the other 4 municipalities that don't have this in place, we do have to put money we collect from a municipality under this one in a separate fund for them to do through application to request that money to come back to them for their road projects. So that is what reduces then what's left for us to use under that particular one. Under our second option here, what impacts that is what municipalities might have in place over here in their other options. So on .172 for municipalities, Bettsville and Fostoria have something in place. So therefore, if we did .15, we will not collect from these 2, Fostoria and Bettsville. And then also with .15, we don't get 100% of the collection. We split municipality collection 50-50 with the municipality. So Tiffin comes back into the mix because they don't have this in place, they have this one in place. But we would split anything we collect from a vehicle registered by the municipality with them, 50-50. And for the township collections, it's 70-30. So under
70 county?
70 to the county,
Okay.
30% to the township. So if we collect from, we would collect from the townships, because there's nothing that prevents us from doing that, but we're gonna give 30% of it back, $1.50, right? Back to the townships that we, vehicles we're collecting from, under that .15. And we can't do .6 unless we did 5. So that's where if we wanted to take it from, instead of 5 and do 10, we do that, and I'm not sure on that breakdown there, because we're not there. So Fostoria has a .172 and a .17 in place already. Okay, so if we did 02, we collect from Fostoria because they don't have 06 in place. This is just an example. So the folks in Fostoria would be paying $15. They already pay 10, and then they would also have to pay the county 5. So theirs would automatically be put at $15. If we did 1.5, we're not going to collect from them because of having this in place, and we'll collect from the others. But again, we split it 50-50 with municipalities, 70-30 with townships. So in the end, based on 2011 certified numbers at the time, because 2012 wasn't certified till the end of April, we did this before then. The difference, it's like $11,000 difference of the money that's left available to the county. So between either one of those. So that was the I guess, the explanation of what, based on the question I was asked.
We have no $5 fee that hits everybody. We can do this way or this way, but none
Right.
of them will hit everybody.
No, because of other things already in place. Yep. So,
Thank you for doing all the research on that.
Yep.
And I know you explained that one other meeting, but
yeah,
must
it
have been a
will,
busy meeting and it just went over everybody's
yeah, well, like I
head.
said, until you look at it a few different times and start to question and go back and find the details. Like I said, the nuts and bolts are in the details, I guess.
Yeah.
The nitty gritty is in the details, and those are important, so.
All right.
Thank you.
Any
Yep,
other
no
public comment? Okay, we do have a bridge opening. I almost forgot that, a bid opening, I guess, for box beams. Seneca County Road 14.
Check just to make sure there isn't any more out here.
That is very confusing.
Only have one. Okay, this is for the Seneca County Road 14-1.69 superstructure replacement pre-stressed box beams. And find the engineer's estimate. Engineer's estimate is $48,750 for 8750.00. Bid is submitted by Pre-Stressed Services Industries LLC out of Lexington, Kentucky. And their total amount, $67,710. Yeah. Ouch. And
Everywhere over 10%.
Yeah,
It can't,
4,800.
if it's over 10%, where it's
I think so.
rebid.
I think so.
and their bid guarantee contract bonds.
Yeah.
Okay, we will refer
That's-
those,
yeah.
we'll refer that to the engineer and let him look at it and give us a recommendation at a future board meeting. Anything else for the good of the order today? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I will second that. We're adjourned as of 10:32.